and welcome to the Dailies. International news was dominated by several major developments today. In Syria, the country marked 1 year since the overthrow of Assad regime, with public ceremonies highlighting both hope for renewal and the daunting challenges of rebuilding. In Europe, attention centered on the latest steps in US-Ukraine peace negotiations, which remain tense as key issues on security and territorial concessions continue to stall progress. Meanwhile, in the UK, a disturbing pepper spray attack during a robbery at Heathrow Airport captured headlines after injuring more than 20 people and disrupting travel. We'll start in the Middle East as Syria is officially marking the first anniversary of Assad's overthrow last year. al-Assad recounts how Syrians marked the joyous event with celebrations and rallies across multiple cities. The report describes how citizens gathered in squares and also in streets, waving flags and condemning recent foreign attacks, a show of unity and national resolve. The piece emphasizes the symbolic importance of the date as a turning point for Syria's future, while also noting ongoing challenges such as instability and the need for reconstruction under the new order. Al-Majalla, on the other hand, analyzes emerging US-Syria negotiations involving Ahmed al-Sharaa, assessing whether Washington's engagement with a figure linked to extremist networks signals a new diplomatic strategy. The piece argues that the US is exploring unconventional avenues to influence Syria's political future. Also, the piece evaluates Sharaa's past, regional reactions and shifting American priorities. The piece raises questions about legitimacy, pragmatism and the long-term prospects of restructuring Syria's fractured power landscape. The Times of Israel reports that Hamas signaled willingness to discuss freezing or storing its weapons under a potential long-term arrangement as part of an ongoing U.S. brokered ceasefire diplomacy. The piece contends that the statement marks an unexpected openness to negotiate arms limitations. It situates this shift within broader regional dynamics, suggesting that Hamas may be recalibrating strategy amid political pressure and also humanitarian crisis that looms and changing Palestinian public expectations. Israel Hayom describes an alleged clandestine financial network through which Hamas funneled large sums using money changers operating from Turkey with Iranian backing. The piece quotes Israeli security officials who say the system moved hundreds of millions of dollars into Hamas's command structure while evading international oversight. It also highlights how the expose underscores the group's adaptability, the regional dimensions of its financing, and the continuing challenges that governments face in disrupting sophisticated cross-border funding pipelines, sustaining militant activity. Haaretz reported that Benjamin Netanyahu refused an offer reportedly suggesting he retire from political life in exchange for a presidential pardon in his corruption cases. The report highlights that Netanyahu insists he will continue his political career regardless of legal pressures, reinforcing his determination to remain central in Israeli politics. The piece emphasizes how this stance heightens national polarization, deepens tensions between legal institutions and supporters, and also underscores the high stakes at play between Netanyahu's courtroom battles and his enduring political ambitions. Regarding the war in Ukraine, The Guardian reports tensions between Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky as Trump claims the Ukrainian president is unwilling to accept a US-drafted peace proposal. The report highlights Kiev's hesitation over territorial concessions and security guarantees embedded in the plan. It situates the dispute within broader diplomatic efforts, noting that talks have been described as constructive yet fraught. The piece underscores how political pressure, battlefield realities, and also unresolved core issues continue to implicate prospects for a negotiated settlement. In the UK, the alarming incident at Heathrow Airport dominated headlines, where a robbery escalated into a chemical-like spray attack that injured dozens. The Independent recounts a chaotic robbery at Heathrow Airport in which a group of men released a pepper spray-like substance apparently inside its Terminal 3 car park lift, injuring more than 20 people, including a small child. The report recounts how emergency services quickly responded, treating passengers with breathing difficulties and also eye irritation, while police arrested one suspect apparently and launched also a search for additional attackers. The piece notes how the incident raised immediate fears of terrorism, though authorities quickly clarified it appeared to be a targeted criminal assault. The Telegraph reported that Prince Harry has secured a government-ordered review of the previous decision to remove his automatic taxpayer-funded police protection when he is in the UK. The report outlines the long legal battle that led to this development and the potential implications for his ability to visit the country safely with his family. It frames the decision as a significant moment in ongoing tensions between the Duke of Sussex and the UK establishment, emphasising the broader debate over royal security norms. In the US, Politico highlights new pressure from Democratic lawmakers who are urgently demanding full transparency over the reported second strike on a disabled boat. The piece highlights how these lawmakers insist the administration release the video footage, also the legal basis for the order and any internal communications tied to the decision. It goes on to say that several Democrats say the available descriptions suggest the action may have violated US or international law. The piece underscores growing frustration in Congress and intensifying demands for an immediate public accounting of what happened. As President Trump announced that he will be personally scrutinizing Netflix's massive purchase of Warner Brothers, the Wall Street Journal reviews the unprecedented $72 billion acquisition deal. The report explains that Netflix will acquire Warner Brothers studios and streaming assets, transforming the company from a streaming giant into a full Hollywood studio. The piece also illustrates how Netflix would absorb franchises, libraries, and production capability, rivaling any legacy studio. While portraying the acquisition as a historic shift in entertainment power, the analysis also stresses the financial risks, the debt burden, and obstacles that could challenge Netflix's ambitious expansion. And we'll end with the New York Times, which offers a sharply detailed look at China's surging global export power, noting that its trade surplus has exceeded $1 trillion in just 11 months, despite US tariffs. The report explains that China's huge surplus is tied to bigger economic trends, like a weaker currency and also lower prices at home, which makes Chinese goods cheaper abroad. This has put some serious pressure on factories in Europe and Asia that can't compete. The piece also notes that some experts in China worry the country relies too much on exports and that keeping such a large surplus may actually show or slow down growth in consumer spending. That's it for today. Thanks for watching the Dailies only on Al Arabiya English.